And I'm back with another unboxing, or rather I should say an uncovering, because it's just an envelope, a rather thin one at that, but it should be good. First, though, I need to make another addition to my last video, where I mentioned a few good YouTube channels to watch for stamp content. Of course, I left out a few, so I want to let you know about them right now. The first one is Mallard Stamps, and this is a relatively new channel, and Daniel Mallard goes over grab bags. Then there's the YouTube channel of the American Philatelic Society, the APS. There's lots of informative videos there for collectors of all stripes. Another channel is Coins, Stamps, and Collectibles. And as you can figure by the title, they do a lot more than just stamps. But I believe, as I recall, they do have a look in the playlist, and there you'll find just the stamp videos in their stamp playlist. Another new channel is called Richard Philatelist, and he's based out of Great Britain, and he is also worth watching. Next comes the channel of Casey Joe White, which is called Philately Things. And another channel is called HRT3 Stamp Shows. And then another new channel I just discovered is called Retro Stamp Cave. Give him a try. Another channel you need to check out for educational videos on stamps is the channel of the Smithsonian National Postal Museum. And it's actually abbreviated to SmithsonianNPM. Out of Great Britain comes the channel All About Stamps. It's brought to you by the folks who publish Stamp Collector magazine. Going Postal is the name of a channel that's put out by the Cardinal Spellman Philatelic Museum, and that's hosted by the education director of the museum, Henry Lucas. Another new channel you'll want to check out is called Postal Pleasures, where your host will take you through some of the his unboxings and show you what he's found inside them. And then there's the Stanley Gibbons channel. Stanley Gibbons is, of course, a big British dealer and catalog publisher, and they put out a lot of fairly short instructional videos. And finally, there's the channel Conversations with Philatelists. This is hosted by Charles Epting and Michael Cortese, and each episode they have a conversation with a prominent philatelist. Recently, they had the famous mystery writer Lawrence Block, who is also a famous stamp collector. So check out that station. And now on with our regular program. Over the past year, I have gotten a few comments and requests from viewers wanting to know what my process is for looking up these stamps that I get in mixtures. So in this episode, part 1 of my review of my Stamp Farm order that I just received, I'll go into a little more detail showing you how I look them up in the catalog and just show you the slow and sometimes tedious process of finding out what you've got. In the next episode, part 2 of the review, I'll skim through all the slow and tedious stuff that you see in this video and just cut to the meat of the matter. So with that, let's get on with the show. All right, so let's cut this thing open and see what we got. I know I ordered 3 small mixtures because for those particular countries, that's all they had were small mixtures. Oh, this is from the Stamp Farm. Remember back in episodes 19 and 20, I reviewed a Germany and Norway mixture from them and was quite pleased. And those were like 2-ounce mixtures. These are just, I think, like ½ ounce each, so not too many stamps to go over. Here's the another price sheet. So what did I get? besides a return address envelope. Okay, yeah, the first one was Ethiopia. It was just advertised as 24 Ethiopia, recent used, for $5. The other one was Monaco, and that was described as, I think this is the one, yeah, 20 Monaco in euro denominations for $5. So I hope they're high value stamps because they were high cost. The final one was, yes, on here, there, it's not, they had a second price list earlier that had $5 packets, $10 packets, $15 packets, and I ordered the $15 packet of Croatia. There's 80 of them, used and mint never hinged. So, first, let's dig into Ethiopia, shall we? This one is a little folded over here on the corner. Yeah, not too bad. But it doesn't look like a recent one. Here's one for Graham Beck with a rhinoceros, 2005. Another Haile Selassie here. So that's, again, not recent. 2005, oh, look, a companion rhinoceros from 2005. This one's from 2000. Another older Haile Selassie, or as the Jamaicans call him, Rastafari. Another 2000. Getting all these 2000s when my 21st century postally used collection starts at 2001. Because I'm one of those sticklers who thinks that the first year of a century starts with 1. Another Haile Selassie head, which is all right. On my older Ethiopias, I go up through these Haile heads, I call them. Let's take my glasses off for this one. This is 1989. So then a quick count is, let's see, 5, 10, 15, 20, 24. Grab my 2012 Scott catalog. Let me rearrange these. In fact, I'm going to order them better, and I will look up the values and you can look over my shoulder or my wrist. All right, so I've got them all arranged here by years in ascending order. These 5 here, unfortunately, these are all damaged, creased, corners cut off, staining. So these are basically worthless. So I'll just take those out of the mix, not even bother looking those up. And then we'll take a look at the rest of these. Got my Scott catalog open to Ethiopia, and we'll grab the first one, which looks like a pretty older one. See, pops out right there already. And this is a 50-cent brown. 50 cents dull brown and indigo is Scott 256. Catalog value of $1.25. And I'm going to you're going to see a lot of jump cuts here. Otherwise, this video will end up being 2.5 hours long. All right, next I have this airmail stamp. All right, here's Hiley in an oval. Looks like it might be with this set at 25 cents. Well, there is no 25. Okay, bird type of regular issue. Well, I'll have to look up, see what design type A74 is to see if that stamp goes with this set. And that's this set here, and it does look like the similar design. So it appears to be this bird set here, the 25 cents African Paradise Flycatcher. Yeah, I recognize the flycatchers have these humongously long filamented tails. So that's the 25 cent C99 with the catalog value of 80 cents. Okay, there we go. It's from 1976. It is the 5 cent green and gold. 5 cent green, gold, and black is number 789 with a minimum catalog value. Ah, there we go, the fox. This is the 1 beer value. How would you like to be paid in beers? In this edition, there are no values listed. Sometimes it's because they just don't have any sales information to go by. But the 1 beer value is 1372J. Now I do have the 2017 Scott on the computer, which I will check, see if see if they have subsequently put values for this stamp set. All right, this makes it easy. We have 5 from the same set. These are the Bush Bucks of 2002. So the 5 cent is number 1615 with a minimum catalog value. The 25 cents is 1619, also minimal catalog value. The 35 cents, 1621, and minimal catalog value. The 40 is 1622, again, minimal. And the 45 is number 1623, MCV. Here's another set of Bush Bucks, this one from the year 2000 in a larger format. And that is this set right here. Another one that's not given individual values, but Scott does give, can you see this? It gives a value for the whole set of 23 of $40 used. So I have here the 15 cent, the 20 cent. Got my notebook here where I'm keeping track of this. 35, the 75 cents, and the 2 beers. 15 is Scott 1549A. 20 is 1549B. 35 is 15. Now, for those of you not familiar with the Scott catalog, with their weird numbering, notice some of these had designations A, B, M, E. When Scott first cataloged these, they had a few of the stamps, and they were able to catalog them, give them numbers. They started with 1549. There's 1548 here. And Scott always waits until they have the stamps in hand and can actually touch them and look at them before they will catalog them. So they had 1549, 1550, and 1551 through 55. Later on, they came upon either Ethiopia issued the stamps later, or the Scott editors learned about them later, whatever. Scott always keeps the catalog numbers in the same order as the denominations. So 1549 was already taken up by a 10-cent stamp. They later got a 5-cent stamp, and they couldn't call it 1548 because that number was already taken. So they just shoehorned it in between it by sticking a uppercase A. A lowercase a would have meant just a variety of the regular 1548 catalog stamp. 1548 uppercase A means they've had to stick that number in between two existing numbers. Same thing with these others, 1549 A, B, C, D, E, F, G on up. Those all came later after they had already assigned a stamp to 1550. Okay, so then the last stamps I have are these 3 rhinoceroses from 2005. Okay, so here's the set. I have the 10 cent, 15 cent, and 4 beer values. The 10 cent is the 1683 with minimal catalog value. The 15 cent is number 1684 MCV. And the 4 beer is 1691 with a catalog value of $1.75. All right, so I'm going to take a break right now, look these up, compare the 2017 catalog, and then look up retail values on HipStamp. And I'll be right back. All right, so here's how they played out. Comparing the 2017 catalog value to the 2012 values, they were all exactly the same, except for one stamp. And that was the 4 beer rhinoceros from 2005. That jumped from a catalog value of $1.75 up to $4.25. Now, the other ones, like I said, were basically all minimum value stamps. However, what's interesting is 9 of them, I could not find any sales listing for them on HipStamp. And for 3 of the stamps, there was only 1 listing. So Ethiopia is not a common or easy country to find used. One of them, the C99, the airmail stamp of the flycatcher with the long tail. There were probably 6 or 7 mint sets available of that, but no used stamps. There was 1 listing for the rhinoceros stamp of $4.25 catalog value, and that dealer was asking $2.55. So altogether, if you take that as a fair retail value, plus the rest of them at minimal value, the mixture came to a retail value of about $5, which is what I paid for them. So all in all, a kind of a mixed bag on that. It's really disappointing to see 5 damaged stamps that shouldn't have been in there. But on the other hand, it's nice to get stamps that you can't just jump on the internet and buy, which is one reason why I chose Ethiopia for a postally used collection, because the challenge is not so much in coming up with money to buy an expensive stamp, but in just finding the stamps in the first place. So that takes care of part 1 of this stamp review. In the next episode, I'll go over Monaco and Croatia from this order. Until then, this is Ted the Talking Stamp Collector, wishing you all happy stamping.